Oh, well, good evening, and thank you for joining me again on another Wednesday night with Ted at the bench. I'm just trying to find the chat because I've lost it. Hopefully this is coming through because my YouTube is telling me that I'm dropping frames at a great rate of knots. So let's see if it picks itself up and will improve as the night goes on. If not, it's going to be a rather short show. But welcome back to Wednesday night when we're still on with the Tamiya Universal carrier for the world's smallest for one of the world's smallest kits from Tamiya. It's taken us one great long time to get it built. Hi Trevor. Trevor's not here. Trevor's in. Welcome Trevor. Yes, it's a tank. Well, it's a personnel carrier. It's a Bren carrier for all those that don't know. There were thousands of these built in the Second World War, and they just used to take troops everywhere. Yeah, they're like the humble taxi of the warfield. But welcome Trevor. Nice to see you in here. Right, so what we're going to do tonight, well, hopefully we're probably going to get it finished tonight. Certainly all the bits and pieces assembled, and some painting. We'll do some painting as well. We'll get on with it. And then I'll have to think of something else next week to do. But first things first, the important bits. Tonight's dram. It's just a basic whiskey blend tonight, but I put some ginger in it. Whiskey and dry. Yep, just I think it was a Bell's whiskey. Just topped it up, made it a nice long drink, and I've already had half of it, so there we go. So it's up to you guys tonight. Tell us what's going on. And today is, of course, Remembrance Day. So this is a bit of a memorial build, really, to respect and honour all those guys that give their lives for us on this Memorial Day. But yeah, I think that's probably one of the reasons why I certainly build military models, why I quite like building them. It's out of respect to the people that use them, and the respect for the sort of engineering that went on during the wars and such like that. But yeah, it's not to glorify or anything like that, but certainly. Anyway, moving on. I spent a couple of hours in the workshop. I've been editing a Titanic video. Hooray, I hear you say. So that just needs to be sort of finished off. It took me a week or so. I've just got to finish some more scenes, do some more filming for that. But then I'll hopefully produce a Titanic video at long last. Right, so where were we up to? Well, we got the radio built from last week, this tiny radio, which is now out of focus because you can't see it. There it is in there. We got that. That's to go in there. I built one of the crew, and I'm not going to attempt to paint him this week because, you know, the car crash that happened a few weeks ago. Now, he was meant to sit in here somewhere like that, but I've changed the position over here and I glued his arms on to suit things like that, so that he would really be sat waiting for a radio message. That's my story anyway. I'm gonna make up stories. So yeah, he will be sat in there waiting for his radio message, and his buddy will be just chatting to him, and the driver's gone off somewhere for other things. Anyway, let's have a look who's in. Good evening to Speedy Q. He was first in, and he's apparently doing some baking this evening, so hopefully it's something nice. Mark 3Bs is in. Jimmy Bone, Lee Roberts, Trevor. Yep, nice to see you, Trevor. He's still here. And Fox is in as well. So if there's anybody else out there that's watching, if I've popped up on your YouTube stream, let me know. come and say hi. We won't pester you. We won't ask you to keep commenting, things like that. But do come along, say hi, bring a friend, like and subscribe. It's down here somewhere. Everybody says that. Yeah, everybody says you've got to do that. So there we go. Right. So what are we going to do? Right. Remember last week when I couldn't get this tarpaulin thing stuck on? Well, it's stuck on now. So we can paint that, let it dry, then we can do some then we can do some weathering and things on it. What we'll need for that first is a clear coat, but we're not at that stage yet. But what I am going to do is give it a colour. I thought Russian uniform, because it's a different material to the vehicle, and obviously if you spray everything the same colour it looks very boring and plain. So I'm going to give this a coat of German Russian uniform green. Makes it a bit more of a sort of contrast to the tank, and the lighter green gives it a lush. I'm going to put my teeth in. The lighter green gives it a washed out sort of look. So we'll try this colour first. We can always change it. Plastic Monkey's in. Good evening. Chris is in as well. Good evening, Chris. And Mrs. Ted's downloading again. Probably somebody's dragging all my internet down. Dragging all the bit rates down. I must get a new ISP because this never happened when I was on BT. It's only because the missus wanted Sky that we went across the Sky. Let's have a look. Right, so yeah, so you're going to experience a little bit of buffering. Hopefully it will sort itself out. Just a minute. Need to chat up. Just a minute. I will send messages. Message sent. Hopefully the buffering will stop in a minute. So just a touch of water. This is Vallejo acrylics, and just a touch of water just to make it flow a little bit better. Right, yes, somebody's watching Netflix in the house. Yeah, as usual, it's locked down, so everybody's in and nobody's doing anything else apart from watching Netflix, which just drags the broadband down. When it used to be just me, nobody else. But you see, it's a case of not only will it be watching Netflix, they'll have YouTube or Facebook going on the phone as well. And then messenger chats and things like that. Plus me, who I'm trying to just do a little stream. Try to keep it in shot so you can see what's happening. Chris said his stream had issues at the start. I must try and find if there's a way to boost it. I'm not on Wi-Fi, by the way. I'm on a direct link to the router. so it shouldn't be that. Right, so you see we're looking a bit more realistic with a different coloured tarpaulin, and down here this is meant to be a canvas bag. So that needs to be slightly different. Yeah, change the password. Yeah, I'll change the password just before I go live, and then I won't give anybody the password until I finish. So this Vallejo is pretty good paint for brush painting. Use it on anything. The canvas bag is a smiley mouth. It just needs googly eyes. It does, yeah, it does if you catch it in the right light. It does look like a smiley mouth, doesn't it? Oh, yeah, while Fox is here, before we all disappear, I was having a route today for... I was having a route today for some Citadel paints that I thought I had. And I'm sure I've got some, but I can't find any. But I did find these. Dudes. A few more dudes. Are these the same scale as Beyblade? I don't know. I don't know anything about them. But yeah, I've got some more dudes. Whether they'll whether they'll do, I don't know. I haven't a clue. Anyway, dudes. Yep. Everybody needs dudes in their life. As for the dudes on this guy, I've got to paint him off camera when nobody's watching and I can't embarrass myself. After this is finished, I haven't a clue what I'm going to build. So, I'll have to think of something else. So there's probably another week left in this yet. By the time we paint this tonight, and then next week we'll do some weathering. I'll get the decals on tonight or the next couple of days. I'll get the decals on, give it clear coat, then do some weathering, and then it's done. Yeah, the Bren carrier is done. Right, I need to find some more paint because I've put this jerry can on. That one, I remember I did that last week, and another piece I found tonight, this afternoon, that I forgot to put on is that one as well. So I need to paint them. Let's get some paint. AK Real Colours paint set. That's what the body's been painted with. It's brilliant colours. Fantastic. Yeah. Have I finished the Titanic model? Yeah, Trevor, yes. I'm actually getting back into it. The Mojoys is returning. I actually been doing some lighting on it today. Last night and today I was doing some lighting. So I was experimenting with the lighting, and my little lighting experiment didn't quite work. So I've made alternatives for it, which will be revealed. I don't want to spoil everything, but all will be revealed when the Titanic video comes out. But basically what's happened is I drilled all the portholes for the hull, and then I had an idea about using redundant LEDs from the kit in the hull, but they weren't as bright as I thought they would be. So I've I've sent for some others, and when I get to that stage of the video I will show you all. But no, it's not finished. I've just had no mojo trev, nothing, but it's all coming back, so normal service will be resumed as soon as possible. Right then, any of you weapons experts out there, tell me what colour the Pier is. I can't remember. I think it's green with a leather sort of recoil, leather sort of into it. I think it's green. I know that Tamiya say it's green, but they also say that the Bren gun is silver, but it's never right. Sure, so that's that. Put that out of the way. How about a Tamiya 135 T62A? Lovely simple tank. That could be the next build. I'll have to have a look in my stash that I claim that I don't have. I don't want to do anything too complicated. I've got a lovely Scamel Pioneer that I could build, but I don't want to do that on camera. I think I might just want to do that in my own time. Piets are a light olive colour. I like the canvas colour you just painted with a lighter canvas strap, leather padding on the butt. Yeah, I remember the padding on the butt. So padding on the yeah. This is a family show, so we shall do that. I think yeah, we'll give him that colour then. We'll give the Piet that colour, and then we can tone it down with a bit of weathering. Trevor, yeah, I've just finished making. Well, I'm in the process of editing a video. Editing the first. Well, it will be the second video of the series. Knowing the way I build, the way I built the German U-boat, there'll be a few years in it yet. I keep getting distracted and doing other things or go to work. I come up here in the workshop intending to do one thing and then end up doing another, and the original thing that I planned to do hasn't got done. Piers, yeah, I've done that. Piet is on all the colour. Butt padding, butt stop. Who got heavy butt padding? It would have had a sheen to it, yeah. I think what I'll do, I'll let that dry off, and then yeah, I'll work out a colour for it. You see that if you paint everything the same colour, when you put equipment in your tank, they all becomes lost. So it's good to vary colours. So, right, that's that. Ghost Rider, good evening. And for any of you railway buffs out there, for any of you model rail engineers, Trevor's the man to speak to. He knows. He's got a great layout. I've seen videos of it. I must go and see it in real life sometime. This is a guy that I remember he was going to sit in there, but he's now sitting in there. He's now got a, because I've altered him, he's now got a huge slice out of it. So, bit of milli put, fill him in, then he can sit there waiting for a message on the radio. So, yeah, nobody will ever see it. So by the time he's paid, nobody will notice. Ted presents the exciting of trains. Yeah, I've got some trains. I won't show you what I've done, but I've got some trains because I don't want to show them because I don't know who's watching. What else have I got? Trains. Weathering. Yep, that was just a test. Bit of I think that was road asphalt or road grime, just gone through an airbrush, just sprayed on. Yeah, it's just really a test, that was. This is a Triang Pullman from about the 1960s, I would think. I had this when I was a kid. I'm not sure if it runs, but really nice loco of its time. I did show this on a model railway forum, and I got sort of all sorts of slated. Oh, you should never have painted that, and you know, that's an old railway engine. You should never have painted it. Are you sure, Trevor? I don't know who's watching. I could show off what I've been doing for Trevor, but I don't know who's watching. I don't want to give the secret away. If you wanted to do that, yeah. So I thought I'd just dig this out. It's been stuck in a cupboard for years, but this is an old Pullman. Some of you may have remembered. Some of you may have even had the very thing when you were a kid. Is this an Ask Anything? Of course it is, Kieran. Yes. Whenever I'm on and streaming, oh, that's just a clean one. Yeah. Whenever I'm on and streaming, it's always an Ask Me Anything. Those Pullmans are only 800 to buy today. Yeah, but yeah, well, this is weathered and there's no box for it, and it's all scratched. And I could probably clean the weathering off it. Ted, what do I think of Ford Capris? Never had a Ford Capri. I think a Ford Capri was always something you aspired to. Yeah, I never had a Ford Capri. I had a Ford Cortina, hand painted, Mark III Ford Cortina. But Ford Capri, very sporty. Could never afford one. I don't even know if any of my mates had one really. Cortina's Capri good, Cortina's better. Yeah, torpedoes. Cortinas were brilliant. They could get you anywhere. I think I remember when I had mine, I filled it up and went to London on £5 worth of petrol. Then it broke down and get it towed back. But yeah, that's the way to do it. Why do I keep moving the tablet? Yeah, it's in the way, isn't it? Right, let's get the drink back in. Where were we? cholesterol a bit high? Yeah, my cholesterol is a bit high. This is statins. But they're brilliant, Trev. If you want to do any painting, brilliant. Throw away paint palettes. Brilliant they are. Everybody of our age probably has foils like that. Bren guns to do. Rifles to do. Whether we do them yet, I don't know. Oh, what's Kieran Keith, I saw a 3 litre V6 Cortina Mark III gear, not stock. Did they come with 3 litres 6 valve? I don't know. I'm not really a petrol head. Chris said he can't get to London on £5 worth of petrol and he lives there. Lee says he remembers his old man having a Mark 1 and 2. Yes. They changed shape, didn't they? They went from the elongated pointy ends, then the Mark 2s became square and clunky like 3 boxes, then the Mark 3s went back to pointy ends again. Wasn't it the Mark 1s that had the Lotus engine in them? Does anybody remember that? Right, another colour. Let's have a look at the colour. Black. Tamiya says paint the Bren guns silver. No, they were never silver. All the Bren guns I remember from my days in the cadets were black, and from other weapons as well. They were never silver, they were black. So we'll give it a coat of black, and then we'll go across it, highlights and dry brush with silver when it dries. And we want a bit of a sheen on this, so it's not matte black, be like a satin. And the stocks on the guns, all the wooden bits, were obviously wooden coloured. So that's how remember folks, put your questions in capitals. Yes, put your question. If you've got a question for me, I'll do my best to answer it. Put it in bold so it stands out, because my eyesight's really bad and the screen is all the way over there and I can't see it with my eyesight. So put it in bold and it catch my attention and I'll try and answer it. Remember, anything you want. I don't do politics and I don't do sport, because I don't know anything about sport and I don't know anything about politics apart from Joe Biden's 77. That's all I know. Trevor had a Mark IV red. Yeah. Did you have a Mark? I can't remember you having a Mark IV. Maybe that's, I didn't know you at that time. Mark IVs were the square ones, weren't they? They came after the Mark III, then they went back to square again. I can't see this. Yeah, you can't see it, but all I'm doing is just painting a Bren gun. Black. Magazine. Now when I was in cadets, I could strip a Bren gun down and put it back together blindfold. Why? I've no idea. But that's what cadets did in them days. I think it was just something to pass the time of an evening. When I was in cadets, it was, you still looked like something out of Dad's army. It was still the same uniforms. What's that one? Speedy Q said the old cars were less economical, but you used to go miles on a fiver. You did, you could go anywhere. But granted, you were probably getting more petrol for your money. Certainly a fiver doesn't go anywhere these days. I think a five's worth of petrol doesn't even fill the pipe from the petrol pump to the car. Can I shoot one blindfold? I could shoot, yes. I've never hit the target even if one blindfold. Old cars are easier to fix. They are. They were less old cars are less complicated. You had your distributor cap with your rotor coil in it and your HT leads and your flux capacitor, whatever it was called, and that's about all it consisted of. Once you made sorted your carburetor out, I could never sort that out. And your timing, remember the timing you used to do with one of them strobe lights, put it on the battery. Did you put it on the battery and then a spark plug? No, it was a spark plug on the lead, wasn't it? A spark plug and earth. Then you'd sort your timing out and you'd think you'd get about 20 miles an hour faster out of it. You never did, really. But yeah, all cars were easy to fix. You can usually fix them at the side of the road if you broke down. No need for the AA then. Mind you, the AA, sorry Martin if you're watching, the AA don't seem to do much these days anyway. They plug it in and say, can't do it mate, I've got to take you to the garage, and off the trot. Because they're only allowed so many minutes to fix your car. And they have to be off to the next customer. Other breakdown coverage services are available. How come your old car doesn't make that zzz sound when you go under a bridge? It does, mine does. I put mine on in the morning when I go to work, and it doesn't seem to tune itself in till it gets to about Newby Bridge. And if I turn it up too loud, it just vibrates and rattles. That's in the smart car. Right, what else have we got to paint? Some guns, more guns. Got little things to paint today. It seems like these days that cars, you're not even getting a CD player these days, because everybody's going Bluetooth and things like that. But what happens if you haven't got a Bluetooth phone or something? You can't listen to your favourite music. Shadow rust. Sorry, I'm just looking in the tools paint set for something to paint the rifles with. Brown base, that'll do. This time of big, yeah, with shaker balls. Oh, tough question from Speed. Would I rather build a model Bren carrier sized Titanic or a Titanic sized Bren carrier? Complicated. That's a complicated question. Shaker balls. The Titanic seemed like a good idea at the time. I'm sure it will be when it's built. It's just getting onto it and getting built because it's so big. But we'll get there. We will get there, I promise you. I just have to film it for just have to film it from a distance. Because unlike the U-boat, when that was built in sections, I could keep each section on the bench. The Titanic's totally different, and it all has to be built in one go. Two thin coats. And my stream seems to be holding up because they've turned Netflix off. Good question from Trev. Do you buy all your paints individually, or do you get like a set of 50 different colours? You can buy them in sets. There's lots of variations. When you come to paint anything, you can buy specific sets such as these for tanks. German war colours 37 to 44, German war colours 1945, late war colours. You can buy other companies. Hang on, let me find some examples. U-boats, German U-boat, German Navy, set 2. So there's obviously 2 sets to this. Flesh paint, you can buy the whole set of flesh paint, flesh tones. But what I usually do is buy, usually I'll get a kit, then I'll look at the paint call outs, if I can find one. Here's a prime example. Paint call outs for the Titanic are all on there, and here, over here, is the different paint manufacturers' numbers for them. And then I'll order the paints to suit the kit, making sort of, it gets rather complicated because you may find that Mr. Hobby Gold Colour number 9 isn't the gold colour that you want, so you may go out and buy the Tamiya colour. So, but generally I'll buy all the paints in one go to suit the kit, and on the Titanic, the red and the black, you need masses of it, so I'll buy that in a rattle can. But generally, yeah, you can buy kits, you can buy specific kits, specific colours for aircraft, tanks, and you can actually buy them specific railway colours. But yeah, generally I'll try and buy them in kits where I can, because there's another kit as well. This is British Army, Africa, 42 to 43. There's masses of paint out there. More paint than you could shake a stick at. Trevor said he's not very good at this modelling like. Trevor, have a go. You'll surprise yourself. Lots of people will come into these streams, or they'll come into our forums on our modelling pages and say, I'm not very good at modelling. Have a go. I do know that I think Airfix have recently re-released the railway stuff, haven't they? where you could buy sort of rolling stock, engine sheds, and I think even locos. And now I remember building those when I was a kid, the Airfix railway sets, and they were pretty good, but they're cheap enough. You're not going to spoil anything, and if you enjoy building it, no matter what it turns out like, who cares? As long as you enjoy it. But yeah, I've done a little bit of painting for Trevor recently, and I've weathered some engines for him. So hopefully Trev, you're pleased with them, and people are looking in awe at your railway. EC Idaho is 1/72nd as opposed to HO 187. I'm not sure about railway sizes. I don't know what scales they are. I just know that they're 00 and HO. Wasn't HO continental size? And we being different went to 00. Is that right? Can you tell the difference between the two scales? Oh, 00 is 1/76. Right. That doesn't quite match with some of the kits that we get in 1/72nd. A little bit smaller. EC Idaho, US, HO and N gauge. Yeah, we do have N gauge over here. Didn't everybody once try to well, a lot of people moved with it because they didn't have the room for 00 or HO. They moved down to N gauge because they could get more in. What Trevor clearly needs is a Beyblade. Trev, yes, get a Beyblade. What are these? It's a futuristic tank, if you didn't know. It's what they're all building on. Yeah, but yeah, glued together, really easy, dead easy. Even I could build it. Yeah, Fox is just mentioning the Beyblade just because he thought I could get it in. There's a dude as well. Hey, dude. Has anybody on here not seen the Beyblade? I don't want to push it, but if you haven't seen the Beyblade, just shout and I'll let you see it. I don't. Why did I put that in there? Oh, good. Everybody's answering questions on railway gauges because I know nothing about them. N gauge is 144. Is that the scale you built, Chris? 144. I'm sure it is. N is actually 148. Not that much of a difference then, really. Right. While we, at the request of Fox, while we let these parts dry, I'll bring in the Beyblade and push this, because if you want to see this being built, I do this on a Sunday, every other Sunday night. It's got lights on it, although the lights at the moment are covered in paint, but well. And then there's another button that goes like that. Yeah. Ooh. Pimp my Beyblade. Ted is distracted by Beyblade. Yeah. Still got. We're on to the painting stage, the fun stage now, because it's painting and weathering. But yeah, if you haven't seen my Sunday night live stream on Beyblade, come along and watch. Because once again, it's fun. I just grab it on for an hour and paint the Beyblade. But there it is. Kenny uses what Gumpler. Yeah, Gumpler. That's a different thing again. Trev, you'll regret ever coming in here with this lot, because you'll go away totally baffled by Gumplers and Beyblades and 40k and stuff. Whereas me, I just stick to building tanks. Yeah, Railway Size Guide, 00, British Secret Service, Engage, Starfleet side made for Picard, HO Gangster Rapper, HO Santa sides. Yeah, very good. Yes, I see what you did there. Well done. Oh, right, more painting of wood. So yeah, if any more questions, please do feel free to ask the questions. If I can't answer it, somebody in chat will probably answer it for me. Paint the wooden bits on the Bren gun. Graham, good evening. Is there a paint colour site that gives you matches from different paint manufacturers? There is actually. I think there's an app. Just hang on, I'll just check my phone. Let's see if I can find it. If you have an iPhone, you can get it from the iPhone store, because it's not updated. It'll just update in a minute. If you have an iPhone, go to the iPhone store and look for Model Paint 42 version. Yeah, it's out of date, but yeah, if you go there, there's a whole row of a whole list of the mainstream paint companies, and that's one of them. There is another one online. I can't think where it's called. There is an online one, but somebody in chat will tell us what that is. I think that Model Paint 42 is also available on Android. Yeah, I think stupid. I think Graham, it is available on Android as well. I'm sure you'll find it searching around. If you just Google hobby paint comparison, the main one, I think it comes up first on the search web site, whatever. Model Paint 42, is it not free, Trev? I think when I found it, it was free. I'll just search it in Well, let's have a look. Well, no, because I've already got it, it's just telling me to open it. I don't know the price of if you have to pay for it now. Oh yes, it's an app. It's an app. I tell you what, Trev. When all this lockdown is over, you come around. I'll show you how to do some weathering. You don't need much, and you can spend an hour in your shed doing some weathering on your trucks and things like that. I'll show you how. You don't always need an airbrush. Paint them on using oils and things like that. But yeah, if you watch next week, we'll be weathering this up using powders and paints and oils. Yep, I'll show you the secrets of weathering next week. As I say, we'll be at that stage by the end of tonight. I won't show you how to paint figures, it's really difficult to explain. Not that I have an interest in this build. What am I weathering? What am I going to weather the Beyblades? Asks Fox. Well, yeah, you'll have to wait and see and come along to the live streams. I can't tell you everything, as you might not come. But yeah, it will be line washes. I don't think I'll do any dot washing on it. It doesn't need that. But it'll be pastels, dry brushing. What am I on about? Pastels. Yeah, it will be pigments, streaks, line washes, mud splats. I've got some. I think I've got some mud left, unless it's all dried up. But yeah, I'll be slapping it on. Yeah, I will show you, Trev. Yeah, I'll find another chair in my office and we can come up and we can do some weathering. Right, do the butt on this. Really nice, these AK paints, sorry, MIG paints, that you can apply them straight with a brush. You don't need the earth thin enough that you don't need to water them down or anything. They'll go on, but just 2 thin coats. That's all you need. There's 1 thin coat. I will leave that and come back to it. But yeah, you go in there somewhere like that. I keep holding off trying going to dip the brush in my drink. Dry brushing. Let's do a bit of that. Let's see if I can find a dry brush. There's one. Medium dry brush. Let's see if I can find a small dry brush. Citadel small dry brush. Can't get much better. White. Trev's got to leave. Thanks very much, everyone. No, you haven't ruined it at all. Glad you could come along. Do come along at any time. Just drop in. Yes, come along and chat anytime. Join the live streams when they pop up on your YouTube feed. But it's great to see you. I'll be in touch about the special project I've done for you, Trev. I'll let you know. I've just got to finish weathering it off, and then it'll be done. Just got to do a couple of washes on it, and then we'll have your project done and out of the way. Cool. Right. Now I'm not sure that this is the right colour for this radio, but yeah, whatever. See if you can zoom in. I can't find my zoom button. Hang on. Zoom. Focus. Yeah, so what we're trying to do is just pick up. Oh, sorry. What we're trying to do is just pick up all the detail on this radio. Like that. It works. Great technique. Load your brush. Take all the paint off. And then dry brush. In the meantime, I'll put you back in focus. There we go. You could use this same technique of dry brushing just to pick out the edges. So we'll just dry brush across the edges of the radio, and it will pick out the details and it makes it pop. Back to the zoomer. If I hold that there, let's see if we can zoom it in so you can see it again. Focus. There. See, just a simple dry brush will bring that detail out. Doesn't need to be perfect, but it's good enough for what we want. There we go. And the same thing can be done. We can go back now to the Bren guns and we can get some metal colour and we could just dry brush the edges of these. Don't need a lot, just a drop. show you before. Difficult as before. There. Right, we'll just dry brush these with the edges now of we could just dry brush the edges of the weapons, give them that more metallic type shine. John Paul says a lot of us guys do the military, a lot of us on the military do what they could use on the cars as well. But I think the same works the other way. Although we do tend not to have very shiny vehicles ourselves, but some of the techniques that use everybody takes a bit from everybody else. Dry brush, simple dry brushing. So we've although it's painting, we're already starting the weathering process. Right, let's see if I can show you this now as it's different. I try. Oops, wrong one. Oh, there we go. Focus. See how it's picked up the top detail and it changes it. That's a dry brushy technique. If you haven't used it before, use it. It's brilliant. Right, back to it. Pot lines. So do I paint my weapons black then dry brush or gunmetal? Yes, yes. If you didn't catch it earlier, Tamiya said to paint the weapons in all gunmetal, but weapons are not silver. Usually they're painted. Usually they're painted black, as in the Bren gun here. So dry brush it with some gunmetal, and it'll give that air of sort of a silk metallic type black. There we go, that goes in there. Yeah, there we go. We'll do the same with that one. I'll do that one after. Just about. Fox is saying that Tamiya's gunmetal is horrible. I use this one. I've got a lot of MIG paints on my shelf, lots of them, and I do find the colours in them are amazing. I'm sure I'll just I tend not to buy lots of the same paint all in one go. I buy them as I need them and build them up. Trevor was asking that question before, do we buy 50 odd paints or buy them in sets or buy them individually? Where a set is not available that I'd like or useful, I will buy them individually and build them up from there. But they're pretty darn good. That's going to go on there, so that's going to be painted. I can paint these rifles now, although you won't see much of these because these are upside down. I think I've gone overboard on this. There we go. All goes quiet in painting because, as I say, I stick my tongue out and I can't speak. That's one done. I'll show you it later. I'll put a picture up or something. I forgot to paint that leather seat as well. I'll do that. Oh, it's good. I don't know, the crew didn't bling up the weapons. Yeah, it depends how close the Sergeant Major is. Yeah. And I suppose it's self-preservation to keep your weapons clean as well. So they will be clean. It's just that the paint out of the factory gets worn off or becomes shiny. It's not so much shiny as in glossy, more of a sheen to it. There we go, that's that one done. I nearly dipped it in the whiskey again. It's just a Bren gun carrier like a US Jeep with tracks. Basically, yeah, that's what it is. It's just a utility vehicle for getting troops and equipment around. This one is the Bren carrier. They made mortar carriers, fuel carriers. I think some were fitted with flamethrowers. They were just a general utility vehicle. Thousands made. I wouldn't say disposable, but cheap and cheerful. Build a million, some will survive. That's it. It's like what somebody once told me. I once heard a story about. I think it was at a conference about nuclear disarmament, and they said for the price of a nuclear submarine or a nuclear equipped submarine, you could buy 3 million bicycles. He said 3 million bicycles might not be as powerful as a nuclear submarine, but it would frighten the shit out of the enemy when the troops, 3 million troops, came over the hill. So there you go. So on the same principle, build a million Bren carriers. Now I can't. Sorry about the noise. I can't find my tweezers. I just had them. Oh, that'll do. So what I'm going to do now is glue that in there. Speaking of your average Battlegrounds family hatchback, yep. Well, and all the terrorists currently using Isuzu troopers and things like that. Yeah, and see how successful the Germans were with their bicycles. Yeah. So we have one piece of ordnance fit to the Bren carrier. Once in a while declare peace. Yeah. Now what have we done? Yeah, what have we done? Oh, yeah, somebody had to come up with that, didn't there? 3 million bicycles in Beijing. Ah, cool. Can't get the viewers. What I'm doing here, before I glue the radio in, I'm just trying to prepare the area I'm going to glue it. And this paint is like, it's set like iron. I just want to break the surface a little bit, just so that, because it's quite a big bit, just so that the glue will bite. Then we can put that in there. Now if I was really bothered, I would have gone on and made some like the radio handset and some earphones and done some cabling and things like that. That's if I was really bothered. We can see there. We see the. Have a look on my Facebook page later on, and I'll shove some pictures on of close-ups. Leather. I want some leather. We did them seats in there. We haven't done this one. Yeah, I need that another shake. Paul Lines, I think terrorists use Toyotas. Yeah, they could be Toyotas they used. Top Gear, yeah, Top Gear did mention it. Oh, well, we've got about 10 minutes left because I'm getting messages from downstairs. Can I turn Netflix back on yet? So we've got about 10 minutes left. So if you have any pressing questions you want to ask, do ask away. Lots of painting tonight, and I'm quite enjoying myself painting. I might be here for another hour or so after the stream's finished. Carrying on with a little bit more. Just using the same leather colour just to go across the straps on the tarpaulin. And then once I've done this, as I say, what I'll do, I'll get the decals on before next week, and I'll give it a clear coat, and then we can look at weathering. We'll have a whole series I'll do a whole series on weathering. Whole live stream. Speedy Q has been baking his banana bread. When we came in, he said he was baking. So we've now learned it's banana bread. So is this stream just the right length that you know that by the time the stream's done, your banana bread's ready? I need some decent brushing. I'm just too lazy to reach over there about an arm's length away to get some decent brushes. These are good enough. It's just for splashing it on, slapping it on. But I do have some nice brushes here. I've got lots and lots of brushes sort of over there. Whoops. Over there, see? I'll get back to where we were. This is a perfect length stream for baking. Yep, that's it. Yep, next week baking with Ted. Yeah, we'll get some bread. We'll get some bread proofed in about before we start. Then we'll put it in the oven. And by the time I can smell baking bread, I know that it's time to finish the live stream, which isn't far off. I can always smell your bread baking here. Everyone's motion sick. Sorry about that. He fell out. I've got a little clamp just to hold the camera in the top. There's a yeah. There's the pier. I think that clip goes in here somewhere anyway. Because the rifles go on there. Also, if I could be bothered, I'd make out some sort of, I'd find some way of that these rifles would held in because just laid on there like that, I'm sure that over some even ground they'd fall off. So there must be a clip in there somehow. There. Ted, what is that bazooka? It looks like a Piat gun. It is a Piat. What is it? Its proper name is Projector Infantry Anti-Tank. A Piat. We were just debating what colour to do it earlier. I haven't got autofocus, so otherwise it would be in an out focus all the time. And there's a lot more stuff to go in it yet as well. Oh, that's an empty sprue now. Yeah, there's a lot more kit to go in yet that I can add later on. There's some water canisters and ammunition boxes. They can go all in there. Weapons, more weapons, just load it up. That's what you need to do. And that will go there like that eventually. Oh, bread gun. Right. Anyway, I think I've done all the painting I can tonight. Just a bit of touching up to do when the previous paint has dried. Little bits of touching up around the vehicle that I've forgotten to paint. And I think for tonight that is going to be about it. I've got these to do yet. I've got to remember to do that. Right, so I think with another sup of this, I'd better go off and let them go and watch some Netflix and YouTube knitting channels and things like that before I get moaned at. But I'll carry on for another half hour or so tonight in the workshop and do a bit more on this, get it a bit more done, and then I'll get the decals put on, and next week we can look at weathering it all up, and I probably think that might be the last video of the series, and then I'll have to find something else to do. And I think I've just spotted something that I might do next, but that's a secret. I'll have a look at it first. But anyway, I'll leave it all tonight, and thank you ever so much for dropping in and supporting me. Don't forget, like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new here, please do go along, like and subscribe. Click the notification bell, because we've got another 3 weeks off yet, and there may be an impromptu live stream by myself or my friends Fox and Chris and Colin and everybody else. And you never know, we might do a get together, a surprise get together one afternoon or one evening. But keep checking by. Have a look on the Facebook page, Skipper Scale Models, and I'll update you with some photographs and things as this goes on. But thank you very much for watching. Yeah, a Remembrance Day build tonight in remembrance of all those that have fallen, lest we forget. But until next week, good night everybody. Good night. Bye.